my name is Marie. Welcome to my channel and welcome to another speed build. So happy December. It's the very 1st of December today, so I thought I would kick it off with a nice wintry Christmas themed build. It's not all the way Christmassy to the point where it's like Christmas all the way, but I did put a little Christmas tree in this build somewhere, so that is there. We have a few Christmas decorations. We have snow in a little bit here. After I was done with most of the exterior of this build, I decided to make it snowy for some extra wintry vibes and just making it very, very cozy. So yeah, it's definitely very wintry and also holiday inspired. And it's my first build of the season in the snow, which is kind of crazy. It's so wild because I feel like this year has just gone so fast. I feel like this year literally went from January to December. I cannot believe we're actually here in the final month of the year. It's actually crazy, but yeah, it's here. So I'm really starting to embrace the Christmassy holiday vibes, the wintry vibes, the coziness. But I will say, even though this is my favorite time of year, also autumn, I love autumn as well, but then this time of year comes around and I'm always reminding myself, or like that reminds me that I actually do really like this time of year as well. So I guess both autumn and also the holiday season are both my favorites. But yeah, it's not really here just yet for me personally, but that's because, like I said, this year has been going so fast, but I'm trying to force myself into it. That sounds very dramatic, but you probably understand what I'm saying. By just doing these wintry builds, we also already put up the Christmas tree in real life, so that is really fun and definitely helping as well. But let me know, are you excited for Christmas? Are you excited for the holiday season? Let me know in the comments down below. But yes, and if there's anything else holiday related build wise that you would want to see on my channel this season, let me know. I am currently also doing my little Harry Potter series, so that's also, I mean, it's not necessarily holiday related, but it kind of is at the same time, because I feel like for most of us this time of year is Harry Potter season, so that's why I thought it would make sense to do those builds now. So I'm definitely still going to be continuing that as well. Little spoiler alert, the next one that's coming to the channel is going to be Privet Drive, so that's very exciting. But yeah, so I have that going, but if there's anything else holiday related that you would like to see on my channel build wise, let me know, and I can take some notes. But yeah, I should actually tell you a little bit about this build today. So you may or may not have been able to tell, but the shell of this build was already here when I got started, and that's because this is actually a shell challenge. Every few months I will do a shell challenge for the community. I will host it for my community, mostly over on Twitch. That's where I do the tours as well. But yeah, I had my mod create a shell for us. Her name is Katie and she is insanely creative, and she made this really cute shell for us that's pretty small. It's a 2-story shell, as you can see, and it's only very small, which was really nice. And the theme for this shell challenge, of course, is going to be holiday, festive, winter. It's not necessarily winter all across the entire globe at the moment, but yeah, whatever holiday basically just means to you this time of year, whatever it means to you, that's your theme for this shell challenge essentially. So for me, that is coziness, wintry, Christmas, snowy vibes. So that's why I built this cozy bookshop in the world of Windenburg, which is of course the world that came with the Get Together expansion pack. In my humble opinion, this is the most Christmassy world that we have in this game. It literally looks like a small Christmas village, especially this downtown area with like the Tudor style homes. And I just think it's so, so cozy, and it always inspires me to do something Christmas or holiday related. So that's why I decided to build here, and I thought a cozy bookshop in the snow was the perfect thing to do. Normally I'll do like around this time of year, I'll do like a Christmas family home. I feel like I haven't done that in a little while though. I'm not even sure if I did that last year. So maybe this year I should do just your classic Christmas cozy family home, maybe here in Windenburg as well. I'm not actually sure, but that could be kind of fun, like maybe a suburban Christmas decorated family home or something. I think that could potentially be really cute. But yeah, I decided for this one to go for a bookshop. I don't know why, but I saw this shell and it was very small and the shape of it was pretty difficult to figure out, like floor plan wise and stuff. So I was like, maybe this would make sense for a little bookshop. And then I actually also had the space for a small cafe on the second floor. This build is functional as both a cafe and also as a retail lot. Of course, I wish we just had functional bookshops in the game. I don't know, but we have libraries, of course, which is, I guess, kind of the same vibe, but not really. I just wish we had functional bookshops in The Sims. I don't know, but I just feel like that would be so cozy. Of course, we have retail lots, so that kind of functions, but I'm so unfamiliar with how those actually work in the game. Can you have a retail shop that's not yours and still have it be functional as a retail shop? Can you still like go there? Will retail like vendors or sellers or whatever just show up? I'm not actually sure. I should probably playtest this at some point, but yeah. In any case, it's also functional as a cafe, and I know for a fact that you don't need to do anything for it other than just have it as a cafe in your save file, and then a bartender or a barista, I should say, will show up and it's all functional. Sims will show up and they can just kind of hang out downstairs, read books, and you can kind of pretend that it's a functional bookshop. Or you can actually have a Sim purchase the retail lot and run the bookstore. I mean, I feel like that could be really cute. It would probably be very expensive though, but yeah, nonetheless, I think that would be kind of cute. I should try that gameplay out for myself at some point, but if you know more about that, if you are familiar with the get to work retail gameplay, let me know, because I don't know, I should just try it out for myself, I guess. But yeah, as you can see, I'm trying to make it very cozy. I'm definitely placing some vines and whatnot. I try to blend it in with the rest of the world, which is why it took me a second to make this build actually snowy, because once it's snowy, you can't really see what you're doing when it comes to landscaping or picking out a roof texture for that matter. So I did all those things before I made it snowy, and then I made it snowy, and then I did go through and place like some trees and whatnot. So I was just kind of guessing if I was doing it correctly with like deleting the tiles that I had placed and putting back grass underneath the trees and stuff. Like that was just a wild guess. But I did also check this build and like how it looks without snow, and everything looks just fine. So yeah, it's kind of fun. But yeah, as you can see here, I was trying to blend it in with the rest of the world. It's all tiles, this lot, and then we have some grass patches for landscaping where I placed some trees and just some bushes and other things. And I really wanted this to feel like your, you know, those miniature Christmas villages where you can kind of put together yourself, like in real life. That's kind of what I wanted this to feel like one of those little houses or one of those little shops that you can place in your miniature Christmas village at home. That's kind of what I was going for here. And I think those vibes come across pretty nicely. I mean, with Tudor style homes, I feel like that's just kind of a given from the get-go. Those houses will always feel cozy and cutesy and almost like a miniature house. So yeah, that's what I was feeling inspired by. So that's what I was trying to do here as well. And then I decided to build a small little gazebo on the side of the lot because, as you can see, we definitely had a little bit of space left over on this lot. And I wanted there to be some stuff to do, but, you know, basically just for vibes around this bookstore. So I decided to go for a gazebo, which I say to do because it's not really anything for your Sims to actively do, like it's not an activity, but I thought it'd be cute to have a little gazebo here where I later on placed a Christmas tree in it, and then there's, I think, some benches so your Sims can just kind of hang out there and enjoy the Christmas tree and enjoy the pretty lights. I thought that would be so cute. Then I also ended up placing one of those little shops from more like market, one of those little market stalls almost. It's not a market stall, like not the functional ones, but you know, like the little shops from Seasons where Sims can just, it's not only from Seasons, but I placed one from Seasons where they can, I think where they can buy like hot beverages, maybe some hot chocolate, stuff like that, like a very wintry, tiny shop. I thought that would be so cute here as well. So you can kind of have your Sims go out to the bookstore, maybe get some hot chocolate outside, sit out on a bench in the snow, enjoy the Christmas tree. that's essentially the vibes that I was going for here. You can see me try to find a place for it. I think I shuffled around the trees a little bit. I moved the gazebo over to the back as well. So yeah, that's essentially what I did here. I was stealing this idea from Past Me because on the lot next to this one, I had built a Christmas family home. I think that one's from a few years ago. And it was still sitting on that lot, and I had built like a small gazebo with a Christmas tree next to the house for that exact lot. You can sometimes catch a glimpse of it. So I was just kind of feeling inspired by my past self, I guess, and I decided to do the same thing here because it just makes so much sense and it just feels so cozy, and it feels like there's more to the lot than just the bookshop and the cafe. So yeah, that's what I was kind of trying to do here. I think it would be a really cute area for your Sims to go and also just like take some screenshots for your Sims, you know, if that's something that you're into. I think that would be very cozy and very wholesome. But yeah, I totally forgot to elaborate any further on the fact that this is a shell challenge. If you're not familiar with shell challenges, basically what it means is, I mean, you can create your own rules, but basically normally what it means for most shell challenges, the most common rule is someone builds a shell, which is literally just the exterior walls of a build, and then you have to turn that into a build without changing any of the existing walls. Essentially, that's what it is. Sometimes you can go take it a step further and also create a floor plan or just put some random interior walls that you have to work with that you can't delete or swap out for spandrels or whatever. So you can really do with it whatever you want rule-wise, but for my shell challenges, normally what we do is there is just exterior walls that you can't change, you can't delete, you can't add on to them, you just have to work with what is there, but then you can add your own interior walls. So that's what we did for this one as well. Sometimes we'll have a couple random interior walls there already. It kind of depends. For the past few years, I've just basically done those shell challenges myself, but now we're kind of starting to, I'm kind of starting to have my mods on Twitch create shell challenges for us so that it's essentially more fun for me as well, because then I haven't created it myself and I can do a shell challenge that someone else made, and it's just a really fun way for everyone to get involved essentially. So yeah, if this is something you're interested in, if you want to do this shell challenge yourself, it is up on my gallery. I will show you at the end of the video, of course, when we do a little tour of the build. I will show you the shell and that it's on my gallery and where you can grab it. But yeah, you can essentially just download the shell and go crazy with it, have fun with it, I guess. If you want your shell toured, that's also a possibility, but I do those over on Twitch only. So you can always come by the chat and redeem your little spot on the tour list, though I will say I think it's almost already full. So, but yeah, there's definitely a couple spots left. So if that is something you're interested in, you can always come by the stream, of course, but you can also just like do it for yourself and upload it with the proper hashtags, which are always listed in the description of the shell build on the gallery as well. And then I'll see it anyway, so that's really fun. And yeah, for the most part here, you can see the exterior is really coming together here. It's kind of difficult to see what you're doing when you're building in the snow, like I already mentioned. Like, it's definitely pretty tough to see what's going on, and it looks really cozy in the snow anyway. I feel like without snow, it's still cozy, it just looks a little bit bare. Not necessarily bare, but you know, there's just like a lot of stone and not a whole lot of landscaping because it's more of like a downtown area. So I guess at the same time that makes sense. I definitely do still like it without the snow, but with the snow, it just adds that little hint of like wintry, cozy magic that I was definitely going for here. And then we're moving on to the interior of the bookshop. The bookshop is really small, so I was definitely challenged to, I don't know, just make space for everything, have proper displays for books and whatnot. So yeah, that was definitely a challenge, but it was really, really fun. And I just think it turned out really cozy. And I'm definitely, you can kind of tell by the interior for this bookshop, I'm definitely just in my Harry Potter headspace, because this kind of turned into almost like a little bookstore that you could find in Diagon Alley or Hogsmeade for that matter. It's not all the way magical, but it's definitely that vibe. I don't know, it's just like I use a lot of darker woods, a lot of warm wood tones, mismatched weird colored curtains. We have a fireplace here. There's a little area to sit down with a small love seat and a lot of throw pillows where your Sims can just sit down and read a book by the fireplace. And I don't know, there's just like little statues and decorations and hanging plants and stuff, and it almost feels a little bit spellcaster-like, like a little bit witchy almost, and just a little magical, I guess, in that sense. And that's definitely what I was going for, because to me, that's this holiday season. That is that. And so, yeah, I was trying to kind of capture that, but it was definitely, I was not doing it on purpose. I just was not doing it on purpose. But I feel like before I furnished this one, the build that I had done previous to this one was the burrow, which is also up on my channel. So the burrow from Harry Potter. And that one is just all the way very magical, obviously, because it's the burrow. So I was kind of still, I guess, in that headspace when I was furnishing this. So I was definitely using some items that I had used in the burrow as well. And just, I don't know, it felt very magical and fun, and I guess whimsical is the right word to use here. And I just really, really like how it came together. As you can see, I was just kind of going through trying to place all these book displays. I think these are actual bookstore displays from Get to Work, if I'm not mistaken. I think so. So yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense here. And then I was just going through debug. I had all my debug and live edit and stuff activated so that you can kind of find all these book stacks in the menu as well. And I use organized debug too, which is very helpful in that sense, because you can find all these book stacks literally in the bookcase catalog. So that is very, very helpful. So I was basically just cluttering up all those book stands to make it so that all these books are there for your Sims to buy. I'm not actually sure if you're in retail mode, if this is an actual retail lot, if you can set those debug books for sale. I'm not sure if that's a thing or not. Otherwise, I don't know what you could sell here, but maybe the bookcases themselves. I'm not exactly sure, like I said, how that works. I've never tried to run a bookshop in The Sims. I should definitely try that for myself, just to see how it works out, because I think that would be so cozy and so fun for me to do. So yeah, but yeah, here you can see we have an area for your Sims to hang out. There's just a small living room space here with a love seat. This love seat from the Crystal Creation stuff pack was perfect. It was the perfect vibe for this area. And I also placed some throw pillows, I believe. I also really liked that step stool. That step stool is from the Cozy Kitsch creator kit that came out a couple weeks ago by the custom content creator My Shuno-san. And that step stool was perfect because it kind of looked like, I placed one as a side table by the couch, but then I also placed one in front of one of the bookshelves by the fireplace to kind of pretend that it's an actual step stool that Sims can use to grab a book from the highest shelves. You know, I just felt like that would be such a realistic thing to have, just kind of like standing around, being moved around this store. And then on top of the fireplace, I just placed a few little knickknacks. We just have some statues. Maybe those little decorations are for sale as well. Maybe they are made by some local artist or something, and they're just kind of displayed here in the bookstore and also for sale at the same time. I thought that could be something really cute. I decided to add in a pop of color here as well by using these kind of pink and reddish curtains by the bay window. I thought that was something a little bit out there, but I kind of like how that color combines with the green curtains from Cats and Dogs that I'm using. It's kind of weird, like it's definitely a little bit out there, but I kind of liked that mismatch of colors. And then we also, of course, here have this area with the cash register as well, where I just placed like some stuff on the counters, like a little lamp and some extra books that are maybe for sale or maybe books that need to be put away still. I'm not exactly sure, but I always like to clutter up those little counter areas, especially for a shop like this. I feel like that'd be so cute. I also placed a small chalkboard behind the cash register there. Maybe it's showcasing a current sale or something. I thought that would be cute. And then I realized that I actually hadn't placed any Christmassy decorations. So I kind of went through and I placed some streamers and like a little wreath, I think. I'm not exactly sure what to call that thing that I placed over the window with the bow and the decorations and stuff, but that's what I placed over the window. I thought that was nice. And then downstairs here as well, we have a small bathroom. Of course, this is the only bathroom, I think. Yes, this is the only bathroom in this build, but I feel like that's okay. It's only a small build, and one bathroom usually, I feel like usually is enough for a community lot like this. But it's a very cozy bathroom. I really like this stone on, also on both the floor and for the wallpaper, actually. This stone is from the Castle kit. What's it called? A Castle Estate. That's the title of it. Oh my god, I really had to think about that for a second. The Castle Estate kit, I thought that was so cute. I felt like the brick that I was using, especially the wallpaper behind the fireplace, and I used that same one for a couple of accent walls just throughout the build, but I felt like that was definitely adding a little touch of magic, and I really, really liked how that looked. Also, for the back of the bookstore here, we have a porch area where I placed a chess table. I thought that was a nice skill building item. Definitely very functional and a nice thing to have when you visit a lot like this, I want to say. So we have a small chess table there, and then just some plants and a little table and just a couple of decorations. And then on the second floor, I actually had a decent amount of space here for a cafeteria. So we have a little cafe here. There is a small barista area here. Normally, I like to make my barista areas a little bit more customized with some extra counters and like a fridge and a sink behind it and stuff. But since I barely had any space here, I just plonked the barista thing on the second floor, and then that's it. And I just placed a couple of overhead cabinets and some decorations on the wall and stuff. So it still looks very cozy, but yeah, I definitely didn't have a lot of space, like space for counters and stuff here. So I didn't actually go ahead and do that, but I feel like it looks very cozy. I decided to continue the same green curtains up here because I just love them. I feel like not a lot of people will like that color maybe. Sometimes, I don't know, maybe that's just in my brain, but sometimes I feel like I go for color combinations or like colors in general that I'm like, I feel like other people may find this really ugly. And I'm not sure if that is actually true. But for example, I really like this green color for the curtains that I'm using both here and downstairs. I know it's kind of an ugly green, maybe potentially, but I really like it and I think it's very pretty in an odd sense. So let me know, are you with me on that? Are those curtains pretty or are they terrible? I feel like for this build, they work either way, and I personally think that color is kind of pretty. So yeah, that's why I was using them here. But upstairs here, I definitely wanted to create like a cozy living room space kind of feel, where your Sims can just hang out and have their coffee or whatever they order, like their little pastries. So we have a small love seat here. I decided to go for this matching set from Cats and Dogs in black with a flowery pattern on it. I thought that was so, so pretty. So yeah, that black color was definitely, I don't know, I wanted to go for a funky color, but then I just thought the black looked so chic and it looked nice with the colorful curtains and stuff. So I decided to go for that. And then I didn't really have a lot of space for a bunch of seating here, so I only have a couple of tables, one 3-seater, one 2-seater table up here, so your Sims can sit down and enjoy their coffee and their pastries. And then here we have a very, very small office. I was thinking that this could be the bookshop owner's little office where they do everything you basically have to do in order to run a store that's not actually running the cash register, if that makes any sense. So we have a small office setup here with a really old desk. I thought that was really cute, and I definitely tried to clutter this area up a little bit. You might want to lock the door if you don't want Sims to come in here and just like play Blick Block on the computer, so that is something gameplay wise you might want to consider. But I feel like it's a nice thing to have this little space here for just kind of pretending that this is the bookshop owner's little office. I thought that was nice. And I just went ahead and placed some filing cabinets and some boxes with documents, and then also this really small bookcase from Life and Death, I think, that I've barely ever used. So I was happy I was able to find a spot to finally use it here in this little office. So that's what I did. And for the rest, it's just a very simple little office, and I was just placing the final few little knickknacks. And then that is basically it for the speed build after I just placed down a couple decorations. So let's jump into the game and I'll show you the build in real time. So here we have the bookshop and cafe in the game. I feel like that is my go-to combination of lots, is a cafe and a bookstore. I've definitely done it before, but I feel like here in the snow, it is just the perfect holiday vibe. snowy, cozy type of build. So yeah, that's what I went with here. Unfortunately, we don't have a vendor at the moment. I did have one earlier when I was taking screenshots, but I will just quickly hire someone because I just think it looks so cozy when this is open. Here we go. That is so much better. And this guy looks so happy to be here. Look at those pretzels. Doesn't that look amazing? Oh, I kind of want them now. Anyway, we just have some tables and chairs scattered around here. I thought this phone booth was a nice thing to add. Unfortunately, it's not functional. That would be so fun. I don't know why, but I just thought it was very Christmassy looking. Behind here, we have the small gazebo where Sims can sit down and enjoy the Christmas tree. I also placed some string lights that I thought looked really cozy. And then in the back here, we have a small porch where my playtester Sim is actually playing some chess. I just love the amount of signs on this build. We have a bookshop sign here. There is one here. I love these little things. I don't know what to call these little awnings over the windows. I just think they're so cute. And then also the chimney is just perfect. We have the fireplace on at the moment, so yeah, I just feel like it looks very cozy. Then let's go inside. So of course you just enter straight into the bookshop here, and there's essentially just a lot of books. I liked to have a small table here in the middle right when you walk in where we have some of the like bestsellers or new releases or what have you. So there's a little table there. We have some Christmas decorations on the wall here, or by the window I should say. And then yeah, just a bunch of bookcases, book displays. Over here is a small area for Sims to sit down and read a little bit and just hang out by the fireplace. This looks so cozy. There's a bunch of knickknacks here on top of the fireplace that I was pretending to be for sale as well. And then over on this side here is the cash register, which kind of speaks for itself. And then over here we have a door into a small bathroom, which also kind of feels cozy. I don't know, I really like the vibe of this bathroom, which is kind of silly. Then going upstairs, there's a small cafe. I really try to have some space for routing here because Sims tend to like kind of bunch up here by the barista area to order coffee, which makes sense. But yeah, I tried to have a little bit of space for Sims to actually stand around and just walk around. But then there's this little area to just hang out and drink your coffee. There's a couple of tables, of course, here too, and then some bookcases. There is a tiny balcony out here, but it's so small. It's mostly just for looks, so I didn't really place anything here. And then in here is a tiny little office for the bookshop owner that is definitely in use. We have a bunch of filing cabinets and just documents and stuff, and then a desk with a computer. So yeah, that is basically it for this build. So this wintry bookshop and cafe is up on the gallery. I placed it on the gallery as a residential, but it is obviously functional as a cafe or as a retail lot type. And I wish we had multi-functional community lots. I think that would be such a game changer and so fun if you could have it run as both a cafe and a retail store at the same time. Imagine how fun that would be. But maybe in the future, you never know. But it is up on the gallery for you to grab if you want to use it. It has a bunch of packs. I did not restrict myself when it comes to that. And then, like I explained, this is a shell challenge, and this is the original shell. So if you wanted to download this, you can. It's on my gallery. It's called the Simmary Katie shell because it was built by my mod and friend Katie. There's some rules listed here as well. So you can obviously grab this off the gallery if you wanted to give this shell challenge a go yourself. But that's gonna do it for today's video. So I really hope that you enjoyed this one. You can obviously go ahead and download this build off the gallery. Like I just showed you, my username on the gallery is Simmary Sims. You can follow me on Instagram and on TikTok if you like. My username on there is Simmary Sims as well. If you're not subscribed to my channel already, feel free to do so. And if you'd like to get notified of every single time I upload a video, just click that little bell icon and you should be fine. I also live stream over on Twitch a few times a week, so if you're interested in that, go ahead and give me a follow over on twitch.tv/Simmary Sims. So I just want to say thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye!